what's going on, guys? Welcome back to AriesEDC. We are picking up on the September 9th builds. Again, this is the EDC RV2 blades. We have the pistol, the gargoyle, and the hawk, which has been sitting out here ready for the handles. So the hawk was hand satin and it's ready for the handles. So I got some handle material in. It's time to get into it. Well, alright guys, the three that I'm working on right now, the pistol, the gargoyle, harpoon, and the hawk. The hawk is ready to get the handles along with the, well, they all are. I just am waiting for the handle material for this to come in, and it should be here tomorrow as I'm filming this. But this material was sent in by the person who commissioned this knife, which we're going to talk about that in a second. And this just came in yesterday, and this is the, what is this called? This is the Desert Camo Kyanite. So that is going to be pretty stinking cool. I've already kind of laid out what I want to use for that. That piece has a lot of movement. This piece didn't have as much on there, but I'm going to try to capture. I'm going to try to capture, just throw stuff around. I'm going to try to capture as much as this as possible, so you can see where I've kind of laid out the handle. So all of this will be in the handle. It'll look kind of cool. And then some of this will be in the handle. So that's going to look pretty awesome. And we'll do black pins, black liners, which I need to go get the liner material and some pins, because we're going to start cutting out this handle material and start working on it. I need to tape up this blade. I put some wicked wax on the blade. Again, this is EDC RV2, so I need to protect it. So I'm gonna, I wrap it in paper towel, just so you guys know. I've kind of done it on the hawk here. I wrap it in paper towel so you can see that layer of paper towel in there. Then I just use the tape to help protect it. And I use that to protect it when I have it in the vise and do everything else. I worked so hard to get this finished. I don't want to mess up and scratch the finish, so I kind of protect the blade. So let's talk about this material. The person who sent this in, he made this and he sent it to me, and I have been working on trying to get it flattened out. There was a lot of little grooves and stuff in it. The problem that I ran into with this is that it became flexible, and I guess I didn't think I heated it too much. I just had it on the grinder trying to flatten all of this out. And I'm kind of concerned about that, because that still is a little bit thick of material. But I think this is a good thickness. I'm afraid to do anything more, to be honest. The problem is this side is much thicker than the other side. So I'm gonna have to thin this out somehow, and I don't really know how. I think I'm going to cut this out and then maybe try to run it through the bandsaw that way. I don't know, I'm kind of scared to do that, but I'm gonna see what this material's like to cut first, and then we're gonna see. Again, I didn't purchase this material. This material was sent to me by the person that commissioned this knife. So if that's what he wants on here, I'm gonna do my best to make that happen. But that's almost like 1/8 of an inch that I need to remove off this material, and that's not gonna be fun, I don't think. But, and then this is still flexible too, and that's thick. So we'll see if I can get it to work. Worst case, I might have to purchase the pearl white kyanite and go from there. guys, I am making pretty good progress. This material is very interesting. I don't know if the video is going to catch this. I'm going to have to go back and see. But man, this stuff moves very easily, so I have to be extremely careful. I have it pretty much thinned out or evened up, so that's a good thickness, I think, for that handle. And I could do probably the rest by hand just based on how soft this material is to work with. But I have everything cut up. I have the fronts all shaped. So basically, if you guys have been following the channel, you know the next step is I need to clamp this in the vise and finish this fronts up. That's going to be the real test for this material as to what this is going to look like. So I'm going to basically polish this up to almost the final finish and then give it, or I'm going to hand sand it, and then we'll throw it on the polishing wheel and just see what it looks like. And that will determine whether I'm moving forward or not. There's some weird coloration going on in there too. I need to clean, obviously I need to clean all this up. Actually, this is going to be the outside, so I just need to clean it all off. Oh no, well, I guess that's going to be the outside now. And I did that on that one too. All right, well, oh well. I've already angled everything, so we're gonna be flipping those around. Well, that's not bad looking. So that will look like that, and that side will have this side on it. So cool. All right, well, not paying attention, but it's still gonna look pretty awesome. But there we go. My hand is shaking like crazy. Stop shaking. But I got the fronts all done, so now I need to hand sand all this out to the final finish, and we'll see what these look like. All right, guys, I got it polished up. What do you think of that? You can see the little sparkles in there, so I'm hoping the rest of this will kind of give it that look. I don't know, we're gonna see, but you can definitely see the sparkle, and yeah, you definitely see the sparkle in that. So we are looking pretty darn good. All right, guys, we are looking good. We have gotten the hawk, like I showed you, ready. So that one is ready for glue up. I got that all looking all polished up as far as I can. So we're gonna see what that looks like once it's glued up, and I'm committed. Once I glue it up, I'm kind of committed to this material. This is what that person made, and I'm sure it probably means something to have a knife that with handle material that they made. So that's pretty cool. So I'm hoping that I can, that's kind of pressure on me. I just want to make sure I am, I guess, serving the material correctly. My biggest problem was just making sure everything was nice and even, and I pretty much evened it all out. I can probably, just the way that that stuff moved by hand when I was doing this, I could tell that this is going to be pretty easy to work with. And then we have the gargoyle harpoon, which is looking pretty good as well. So you're gonna see that, and then you're gonna see kind of the swirls in here, and then the fronts have that. So I think it's gonna look pretty stinking good. To be honest, it's not exactly what I was looking for, but I think it's still gonna look good and present very well once it's all nice and polished. And you guys already saw all the sparkles on that. That's gonna look pretty stinking good. So what I need to do here is I could just glue it up the way that it is. It's fitting very tight, which is excellent. But what I am going to do between the scale and the flat part of this material is I'm just going to drill a couple little holes, bing, 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 so like not holes, but I'm just gonna indent little dimples, I guess you could say, into this material, and it's just another place for that glue to hold so I get a nice strong bond. So I'm gonna prep these, and it'll be time to glue these up. Holy cow, we're gluing up 2 of the September builds already, and then the handle material for the other one should be here tomorrow. So then I can get the other one into the same, hopefully the same area as this, or the same accomplishment? I don't know what the word is. All right, guys, got them all glued up. How about that? I was kind of hoping the handle material would have come in by now for this, but it's not here yet. So I guess I will wait and work on that one tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow I can get that one glued up, and then we can get all these two worked on too, but they're looking pretty good. All right, guys, looks like we are all dry. So let's take everything off and see how we're looking. We shouldn't have any drama. There we go, looking good. So gargoyle harpoon is looking good. There's just a little bit of remnant of glue that I'm gonna have to get off of that, which is normal and very easy to do. So that one is looking good. Oh yeah, that one's gonna be pretty cool. So we have the black liners and the, what is that called? That's like the camo kieranite. Wait, what is it called? The camo, the desert camo kieranite. Desert camo is what that's called. I don't know why. And then this is that material that that person made. And so let's see how that looks. So we're nice and glued up. So yeah, very cool. We're looking good on the hawk. I like that. That one's going to be nice as well. So looking good. We also got a package today, which I am excited about. So let's get this out of the way. I'll keep that because I got to glue up this one, which is the pistol. I just showed that a few minutes ago, and we got the handle material in for the pistol. So now I can start working on the pistol. So we're getting the nice blue jute micarta. This stuff is really good. I've done several knives in this, and a lot of people like it. And I'm going to be doing 2 this month in this material. So the pistol is going to get this, so that's going to look awesome. And then the bud, which is off at Peter's, is going to get that as well. This person wanted a really thick handle, so we're going to do this with this material on the bud. It's going to be a very round handle. It's going to be pretty big, so we got that going. So that is pretty awesome. Plus, we got the other material in. We got some of this, the other gargoyle harpoon. Just as a reminder, there's 2 gargoyle harpoons. And, oh no, wait, I'm getting confused. I have the board behind me, guys. I'm cheating. The Cardinal XL is getting this. So I have a Cardinal XL, if you guys remember, and it's getting this. This is the purple camo carbon by Fat Carbon. So I have this, and for some reason I thought it would come in a pair of scales, and it did not. So I ordered some more of this. So I'm gonna have plenty. So we have, that's gonna be on one, and this stuff is pretty stinking cool. So this is really awesome. Raffir. So this is the Raffir Noble Curly Brass Composite, the golden yellow. What's awesome about this is it has sheets of brass that are in the middle of it. So you can see right here, that's like the metal. So when I start shaping this, you're gonna see the outline of that, and it's gonna look pretty stinking cool. So I got that one. So we got that one, that, and then I have, this is supposed to be on one as well. The Bloom harpoon is supposed to get some of this, and I have to look up again and find out what kind of wood this is. Supposedly this is stabilized wood that somebody sent me to use for that project. I need to figure out how I'm going to work with this. Basically what I'm going to have to do is set this up on my table saw, and I'm going to cut it this way and cut out, you know,
about 3/16 to it'll probably end up being a 1/4 inch thick, and we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna have to set that up and put a fence on the table saw and try to cut this out. I measured it, and a bloom harpoon will fit well on that height, but no matter, like, it's not a very smooth wood, so I'm kind of a little scared on how this is going to work. I really don't know. So I'm going to cut it and we're going to find out, but that'll be when the stainless gets back. Right now, my focus is this, and it's time to take this and start cutting, shaping it, and getting it ready to glue up so it's in the same stage as the blue gargoyle harpoon and the hawk. Well, time to keep working. Guys, we got it done. We got this one. The pistol is now ready to be glued up. Got everything roughly shaped. Got the fronts all smoothed out. Got the pins done, and everything is looking pretty stinking good. And we are ready to glue this one up. This reminds me how much I enjoy working with micarta. Gosh, I will choose micarta or G10 over probably any other material. It ends up looking nice, and it's just easier to work with, and I really appreciate working with micarta, which is why I use it a lot. So that's got to get glued up, and then I am going to start hitting these and start putting these on a diet and start getting these handles shaped up. But that will be on the next video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are staying tuned, following along with these builds. If you haven't caught these from the very beginning, go back and watch them, because this was all just bars of steel and material, and now we're got them to this point. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember, subscribe, like, leave a comment, or not. That choice is always yours.